So working on the Civic again. What's up? Pulled the dash, wire wheeling everything, got the motor back out. So just figuring out what holes that I'm keeping and which ones I'm taking out. And looks like I'm gonna have to clean up that old torque bar mount. I got rid of the heater core hole right here. I'm gonna weld this up. This one actually holds the box, so I have to leave that one. I'm gonna end up running the heater hoses through these two holes instead, because this car needs a heater core anyway. The heater doesn't work that great. I got rid of all the brake lines. I'm not putting all the brake lines back because I was like, why not hide them? So they actually go through here. There they go. They're right here. So what I'm going to do is put the proportioning valve in here. I'm not running AC on this car. I want to keep it lightweight, and I'm not going to be driving this thing in 100-degree weather anyway, so screw it. Less stuff to worry about. No lines, no condenser, you know, keep it clean. Just a little race car. So what I was kind of wanting to tell you guys is that I kind of figured something really cool out. And I don't know, I'm pretty excited about it just because I thought it was a really cool find. Maybe somebody else already did it, but I haven't seen anything. But so I wanted to go with the hydro clutch because, you know, K-series hydro. So I'm going to be getting rid of this hole because that's the clutch hole, but what I'm going to do is run a few wires through this for like the headlights and stuff. But I pulled the booster out, and as you can see, there's a hole drilled right here. I didn't drill it big enough yet, but that's where the clutch master goes now. I went to pick and pull, got a whole pedal assembly out of a Subaru Legacy. This is the clutch master. It's actually a 5/8, just like the stock Honda Accord. So it actually goes in like this, and then it's gonna bolt on, but you gotta make that hole bigger still. And I'm gonna plate this. I gotta plate it so that it's, you know, seals properly. But the coolest part is it actually bolts into the 4 bolts for the booster. Check this out. So there it is. It's the Subaru Legacy. It's a wagon. Because the cool part is, see, it has the master over here for the clutch, and then it has a torque tube. And the torque tube actually works. I mean, it works perfectly. So I ended up pulling the dash mainly because, well, when I started welding right here the other day, it started to catch, you know, the firewall pad on fire, and I was like, well, I'm just gonna pull a dash. And the main reason is because of this wonderful gap that I have right here for this bolt, because that needs to mount to the roof, or to the dash part right here. This needs to go up here. So I'm gonna make like a nice bracket for that. And then we also have a little gap right there. As you can see, it's, you know, right there, just a little gap. I gotta make a bracket for it on that. That way that whole pedal assembly is nice and strong, because I mean, it flexes a little bit, but I'm sure it would probably be okay. But why not make it overkill, because that's how they had it on the Subaru. So, and I know a lot of Toyotas had that same problem too. So the only real modification I had to do on the pedal, which I decided to use the Honda Civic. I used the Honda Civic gas pedal. So, and it ended up working out pretty good. I actually just used the stock hole for the cable, and I added 2 holes to it there, and then I used the actual Honda Accord cable. It bolts in and it works. All I had to do was, well, I had an auto car. If you have a manual car, this pedal is actually pretty close to the proper little C hole here. I just had to drill that out a slightly bigger, and then the stock cable actually bolts right back into that thing. But I also, see, if you can see right here, I added there's a washer. So I ended up drilling that hole, taking the plate from the original, what is it, the original Accord? Or not Accord, Civic, sorry. The original Civic. This is the bracket that holds, that this piece is on. I just cut it right there, and then I ended up just bolting it in, and then I tack welded it, pulled it back out, fully welded, just welded a washer to kind of help support it, because this is pretty thin and the Civic one was pretty thick. But nice little upgrade, newer style pedals. I'm sure like you can get the nice pedal pads for like an STI or something, the stainless steel ones, and then it'll look better too. And the pedals are a little high right now. I think this one normally sits, I think it's close, you know, it's like it's down a little bit, but these are all fully adjustable, so I'm gonna put it where I like it, obviously. But and then the fuel line actually works, so I left that. The evap line goes all the way over here. I was thinking of pulling that out, maybe running that in a different position, but I'm gonna get some flexible steel braided brake lines, and just put the proportioning valve over here, because there's no AC, it's just a big tube, and then run the other lines all the way underneath here, and just run them through the old electrical hole there, because I'm going to keep that, and then it's that bigger hole, so I'm going to keep that hole, and then it'll be clean. There won't be anything on the outside. They actually make these badass little fittings that you drill a hole. They're like a tapered style brake line fitting, and they're longer so that you can drill a hole and feed it through, and it has a jam nut that holds it onto the body, and then you actually run a brake line to that, and it goes through that, and it's totally watertight. So I'm going to do one of those on each side for the actual front brakes, so there won't be any brake lines visible on this car on the outside, in the engine bay anyway. So that'll be nice. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the washer bottle yet. The washer bottle, it's kind of hideous on this car. It's big. I have it right here, so because it's just this big old washer bottle here. It just sits like this. I'm like, get rid of this thing, because the cool part is the stock little like EG style sits right there. So I'm going to use that for the coolant. And I end up pulling the shifter back out, so now you can kind of get an idea of what the way my shifter looks. So see, I just put a plate in. There's some silicone on there, it's all dry. But I made studs, just 2 plates, pretty easy. Welded the bolts to the plates, then welded the plates to the car. Bolts right in. That hole actually worked out pretty good. I'm gonna hammer it down on this side a little bit, weld it together, but the rubber grommet works like perfectly on that thing. So yeah, here's the heater core. I mean, I'm glad I pulled it out. Look at that thing. It's got a bunch of stuff in there. But see, the beautiful thing of this car is that this heater core has these stupid little, rubber things. So what I'm gonna do is take these out of the equation, and then just run some nice hose up and over this thing, because there's tons of room up here. So run it up and over, and then run it to the driver's side, run it out. I'm actually going to use the bigger hose like the Accord has. I gotta find a heater core for this. They want like a couple $100 to rebuild this thing, so I was thinking maybe there's something out there. I'm sure other people are having the same issue, but this one's clogged, so it just blows like that lukewarm air or whatever. I also did some other work on it today here. Got this all welded up, just kind of welded it, tacked it on the sides. I gotta body seal it, so I'm gonna body seal this up, do the black undercoating spray, get it all sealed up, and hopefully paint this thing soon. You can see my quick lowering kit. And then I'll have another video for just those coilovers, because I've got a bunch of things up my sleeve right now that I'm gonna get going on this coilover thing. But I really want to get this car painted. So I've been spending a lot of time wire wheeling today. Got it all pretty much wire wheeled up because it started to rust. But I mean, we still have some rust to take care of. This is a Bay Area car. That nice salty air. That I want to get this all sealed up in there. See that? That's going to be real fun to get in there. So here it is, 81 Civic. Still going at it, man. I'll keep you guys posted. Until next time, have a good one.